and keep low.
We get tons of new games every year. However, there are only a few titles out there that truly do something different. In this video, we take a look at 10 games that revolutionized the industry. These are the true pioneers that were copied countless times over the years. Get ready for 10 games that changed gaming forever. The release of the first Doom is one of the biggest events in the game industry. This first-person shooter from 1993 looked incredible at the time. It showed that gaming had matured and that designers could offer gamers a virtual trip inside a game world. The fact that you could discover the nightmarish landscape from a first-person perspective was just mind-blowing. Combine that with the fast gameplay and lots of violence and you have a phenomenon on your hands. The impact of Doom was so huge that we had to play a bunch of Doom clones for the better part of a decade. If Doom offered gamers a virtual tour through a game world, then Minecraft offered gamers a permanent vacation. This game gave players ultimate freedom as they literally had to shape the world with their imagination. The lack of limitations struck a chord with gamers, and Minecraft grew to be one of the most successful games of all time. Giving the player ultimate control over the experience changed the way developers look at games. The success of Minecraft inspired an unbelievable amount of imitators. However, no other game comes even close to the immense popularity of Minecraft.
Affirmative. Crew, you are cleared to engage, but do not fire on the church. Kaboom. Hot damn! We got a runner here.
Call of Duty might not look like one of the most innovative series nowadays, but it had a huge impact on the industry a few years ago. The release of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare influenced shooters for the better part of a decade. It had the left trigger, right trigger aiming system, which made shooting a whole lot easier.
He's down. Good night. Move.
It also became a huge name in the world for online multiplayer games, thanks to its addictive reward system. Modern Warfare managed to reach a whole new segment of mainstream gamers who bought a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 just to play it. Super Mario 64 was the game that proved that 3D gaming was the future. This launch game for the Nintendo 64 looked absolutely amazing back in 1996. However, far more importantly, it played amazing too. The revolutionary stick of the Nintendo 64 controller gave gamers immense precision over Mario's movement. Game designer Miyamoto struck gold again by making one of the most important games of the last few decades. After the release of Super Mario 64, the industry quickly shifted its focus on 3D gaming, and it has never looked back since. Game studio Blizzard is never the first at something, but they're almost always the best. Just look at World of Warcraft. This massive online game wasn't the first, but it did make the genre popular. The game became a huge hit and it's still being played almost 15 years later. The mass appeal of the game shocked other developers who were jealous of the subscription money Blizzard was getting every month. What followed was a huge amount of clones that all wanted a piece of the action. However, only a handful survived and most of them died an early death. World of Warcraft is still one of the biggest success stories in the gaming industry today. Grand Theft Auto used to be a niche series up until the release of the third game. Grand Theft Auto 3 put players in a 3D version of Liberty City, and that changed everything. The game became a mainstream monster and even politicians took notice. They warned the public for the violence of these games, and many news outlets bashed the series. While the controversy around GTA has cooled down over the years, its popularity certainly has not. The success of Grand Theft Auto 3 produced a tidal wave of open-world crime games. Even today, GTA 5 is still one of the best-sold games of all time.
D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Metal Gear Solid on the original PlayStation was one of the first games that proved that games could compete with movies. The cinematic presentation of the game was revolutionary at the time. It had a great story with interesting characters and many incredible-looking cutscenes.
I wasn't waiting to kill people. I was waiting for someone to kill me.
The gameplay was also very original as it introduced stealth to many gamers. It was the first game that really felt like you were playing a summer blockbuster movie. It showed the incredible potential of the gaming industry and made us fantasize about all the epic games that would come out in the future.
Do you think love can bloom, even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel.
HalfLife is one of the most iconic PC games ever made. It showed that shooters could deliver a great story with tons of atmosphere. This game inspired so many other developers because of its incredible production value. Seeing the story unfold from a first-person perspective made you feel like you were part of the world.
God, stay open the silo door! They're coming for us! It's our only way out! Oh my God, we're doomed!
Many story-driven shooters followed, and even today you can recognize things from HalfLife in other games. Too bad we'll probably never see the release of the long-awaited third game in the series.
Oh dear!
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is one of the best games ever made. It laid the foundation for the 3D adventure genre. The game has many smart gameplay innovations, like the lock-on combat system. It also provides gamers with a huge open world they could freely discover. Not many games gave you such a sense of pure adventure at the time. It inspired countless developers, and the DNA of this game can be seen in many other titles. We'll surely never forget the first time we played this masterpiece. Final Fantasy VII took the gaming world by surprise back in 1997. Its 3D graphics, beautiful music, and amazing-looking cutscenes made it stand out from the crowd. However, it was the deep story and relatable characters that really made it something special. For the first time, gamers felt a deep emotional connection to the things that were happening on screen. Final Fantasy VII became the blueprint for modern role-playing games that's still being used today. We can't wait to get our hands on the remake and experience it all over again. Do you know any other games that changed the industry forever? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.